All right, we are live. Welcome everyone to the third edition of our meal plan uh, uh, cooking demonstration. I am here again with my co-star and daughter Amia. She's going to help me cook wild mushroom risotto with seared duck breast. So we put out a poll to see which one people wanted to see. And I think people chose the wild mushroom risotto, but I wanted the duck as well, so today we're going to do both. So we have our bone broth going here that we started in the morning. That's going to go into the risotto, and let's get started. So first, we're going to turn on our pot for the risotto. Let's get some butter in there. The pan's already a little hot. Normally I would wait for it to heat up. So, yeah, let's...
I got splattered one time.
I know. Well, let's make sure that we have our pot holders. So into this, we are going to put our garlic. Some of this we're going to reserve for the duck, and shallots that we chopped up and are going to also reserve some for the duck. So as a reminder, I will be monitoring the chat on Instagram. Right now we are live on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram is at Dr. Cowan's Powders. And I will be monitoring the chat on Instagram. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the Instagram live chat box. And we will turn the heat down a little bit. So right now what we're doing is we're trying to make the shallots like translucent. So it takes a couple minutes. Set that aside, and now we're going to chop up our mushrooms. So thanks everyone for joining. Sorry we started a little late today. Amia had something else going on, but we're glad that she could join us right now. And as soon as we chop these mushrooms up, we're going to add them to the risotto. So thanks again for joining us. And if you're new to us, what we're doing is we are cooking the Wednesday and Thursday meals for the meal plan that we send out every week. We send you a meal plan that contains a shopping list and 6 recipes to go with the different days of the week. So we essentially give you everything you need to do to execute on a full meal plan for an entire week for you and your family. So we think and we hope that it becomes a great way for people to save time, save money, and let us do your meal planning and essentially prep work for you. We're going to give this another stir. And Amia's a little bit gun shy because she had an oil accident recently on one of our different time that we were practicing cooking. So now we're going to put the mushrooms in. Little gun shy? Yeah. And let's get some more butter in there. Turn the heat up. think and we hope that, whoops, let's turn this down. Alright, there we go. Alright, Amina, do you want to do some stirring here? It's not gonna stir. You don't want to do any stirring? Okay. Alright. So these mushrooms, we're going to let that reduce down for a little bit. Maybe add a little bit of salt. A little pepper. And right now the mushrooms are absorbing all of the butter. And that's going to be nice and tasty right there. Let's even add some more butter. You're not interested? Alright. So thanks again for joining us, everyone. If you're new to us, we put out a meal plan every Thursday. So in that meal plan, you're going to get a shopping list and 6 recipes. So it basically contains everything that you need for your dinners for the entire week, and then we're also doing a demonstration on how to prepare them. So right now we're making wild mushroom risotto with seared duck breast. So this is actually our Wednesday and Thursday meals for this week. It's on the meal plans that we sent out last Thursday. So we give you we send them to you on Thursday, give you Friday, Saturday to do shopping and any prep work that you might have, and then the meals get started on Sunday and go through Friday, and then Saturday kind of your own day to do what you want. So we have a lot of mushrooms in here, and we have a lot of rice. The recipe on the website, which drcowansgarden.com, if you go to the center tab on the top, you'll see meal prep. Click in there. We're doing week number 5 and Wednesday and Thursday meals. So this recipe called for 1 cup of rice. The recipes are typically meant for a family of 4. I have more people over today, so we're going to do more than what the recipe calls for. So if my measurements seem a little bit off, I'm not necessarily following the recipes 100%. Making a little bit more food. Also, a thing to note is, you might have a CSA share, or maybe you're even growing your own food, your own vegetables. And so you might need to make some adjustments. And so, these demonstrations, we're hoping that they help you with some of these adjustments that you might have to make. So for example, this week, we couldn't find fresh organic thyme. The recipe calls for thyme. Couldn't find any at the store, so we are using the already dried thyme. So now we're going to add our rice in there, and we're going to saute this for a little bit more, another couple minutes, before we add our bone broth. Now it's important to keep the bone broth sort of at a very light boil, because you don't want the temperature of the rice reducing. So with risotto, you kind of add liquid constantly, and then you're constantly stirring as you're cooking the rice. You don't just add all the liquid all at once. And so you want to keep your broth or stock, you want to keep it at just about a boil, so it doesn't reduce the temperature of the rice when you're cooking it. So we're going to saute this for another minute before we add some of our stock. You want to do any stirring? No? Okay. That's fine. We have some cheese for you to grate. We're going to be adding that to the rice in a little bit, but not quite yet. Let's get this out of here. So you want to get the rice sort of translucent before you put the liquid in. And the rice that we're using is a Carolina Gold rice. Now, Carolina Gold is probably my favorite rice. It's very versatile. If you've seen these videos before, you've seen me use it in another dish. Right now we're using it to make risotto. It can be used as sticky rice, like if you're making sushi or something like that. It can be used in a whole variety of different ways. So Carolina Gold is just one of the most versatile rices out there. It's very flavorful, very soft, delicate, silky almost, and it's super delicious. So now we're going to add our first couple ladles of bone broth. And give it another stir. Let's add a little bit more. Add a little bit more salt in there. And again, if you're just joining us, I am monitoring the chat on Instagram. That's at Dr. Cowan's Powders. If you do have any questions, please type them into the chat there. Happy to answer them. That's what we're looking at. You want to grate some cheese? All right. So take the cheese here with your left hand, hold the cheese grater with your right, and then go down on, we're going to do it on this side. We're going to add some more liquid here. Maybe if you held it like this. Why don't we hold it like this, and then do it so you get it like that. And then just do it down. Push towards it, and then down. Just like that. Thanks everyone for joining. If you're just joining us, we are cooking the Wednesday and Thursday meals for the meal plan that we sent out last week. So every week we send you a meal plan with a shopping list and 6 different recipes for you to follow over the course of the week. It basically sort of outsources your prep and planning work to us. And we're happy to provide you with a shopping list and menu and a full menu for 6 different meals during the course of the week. So you'll get everything that you need to do to execute on 6 different meals over the course of the week. And they're going to be very nutrient dense and delicious, healthy, and we think that it'll sort of take a big weight off of people's shoulders if they don't have to do all their planning and prepping on their own. We're happy to help with that. And so if you want the meal plan sent to you, please sign up for our email list. You can do that on our website, drcowansgarden.com. And every Thursday you'll be sent a new meal plan, complete with a shopping list and 6 different meals for you to execute for the week ahead. So it gives you sort of, you get the meal plans on Thursday, you have like Friday and Saturday to do shopping and any prep work that you might want to do, and then the meal plans start on Sunday. So if you sign up for our list today, you will get your first meal plan on Thursday, so 2 days from now, and you'll be set to go, ready for next week. A lot of the recipes are inspired by Nourishing Traditions. If you're not familiar with that, it's a really great cookbook and sort of philosophy on cooking and eating. It takes a lot of the wisdom that our ancestors had and incorporates it into sort of really high quality, nutrient dense foods. You want some help? You got it? Alright. And let's turn this.
I have a lot of cheese though.
You do have a lot.
I think I'm done.
You think you're done? Let's see. That is a lot of cheese. Nice one. We're going to need to add more broth. With so much rice, we need to keep adding broth to this and to continue to stir. So, now that our risotto is getting there a little bit, we're going to start on the duck breast. So let's get our pan going with that. Now, if you are ambitious and know what you're doing, like the creator of the meal plans was, that's my brother Joe. He does these little crosses in the skin of the duck fat to make the sear go in a little bit deeper. So I'm going to try that as well, see how it goes. All right. Helps if you have a very sharp knife. Need some help? You got it?
I can make a lot of cheese. And I already did.
Good. I like a lot of cheese in my risotto. So I'm just cutting this the skin in diagonal lines, and that'll help when searing. You okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. Again, for those just joining us, we are making the Wednesday and Thursday meals from the meal plan for this week. We sent it out to our email subscribers this past Thursday. What people got was a shopping list with all your ingredients that you'll need for the entire week of meals, along with recipes. So we are essentially following a recipe. We're deviating a little bit slightly, but that's okay. You know, a lot of times people are going to have a CSA share, or maybe they're even growing their own vegetables, and so you might not have everything that's on the list, or maybe you have different things that are on the list, especially if you have a CSA share or grow your own stuff. And so we want you to definitely use that. That's all great stuff. Don't waste it. And hopefully I'll be able to sort of walk you through how to make some of the adjustments to the menu. So today we didn't get fresh thyme because they didn't have any organic fresh thyme at the market. And so we're using the already dry thyme. And so let's actually do that. Let's put the bay leaf. The recipe did call for a bay leaf. And that's done. And let's put in some thyme here.
AJ loves bay leaf.
Yes, AJ does love bay leaf. And we're also going to put in the Marsala wine. Which we probably should have done a little bit earlier. But that's okay.
This will probably make too much cheese.
You think that's too much cheese?
Yeah.
Whoa, that is a lot of cheese. Nice one. All right, let's start adding some of that cheese to this. All right, good job. Yeah.
I'll do a little bit.
Well, we got a big pot of rice here, so let's put some cheese in there. There we go. All right, now our pan is getting hot. Let's add some butter. The recipe called for ghee, but we didn't have ghee, so we're using butter. Again, we are live on Facebook and Instagram right now. I am monitoring the chat on Instagram though, so if you do have any questions, please feel free to fire them off in the Instagram live chat. All right. And you want to get a little salt on these. There you go. And some pepper.
Why don't we stir it?
Yes, that is a good idea. Let's stir it. You want to stir it? add some more broth there. This is bone broth that we made this morning. And let's get this stuff, let's sort of get the stuff from the bottom. So you do it like scrape the bottom, scrape the bottom. And let's move your steps to a little bit there, okay? There we go. So again, we are making the Wednesday and Thursday meals that we sent from last week's meal plan. So that's Wednesday and Thursday of this week. We send out a meal plan every Thursday, which includes a complete shopping list as well as 6 different recipes for the entire week. So you essentially have your shopping list and meals planned out for the entire week for you. And they are really healthy, delicious recipes that I think the whole family would enjoy. I know my family does. And it's a great way to sort of take a lot of time and stress off of your plate, because your entire week, at least from a food perspective, is planned out for you. Good. Can I see that? Sticking to the bottom.
And more butter.
Well, I think that would be a good place to put some sauce. I'm also monitoring the chat on Instagram. So if you do have any questions about this meal or really anything meal plan related in general, please feel free to type it into the chat box on Instagram. Happy to answer the questions. Hopefully you can hear me. What powders are we using for today's meal? So we are using kale powder. But now that someone asked about it, one of my favorite things to do with mushrooms, and especially mushroom risotto, is to add wild ramp powder. So I'm going to go ahead and include some wild ramp powder. Lucky for me, I have some right here. I'm going to include some wild ramp powder in the risotto. Starting to smell pretty good, huh? So the duck breast we're going to let sit and sort of crisp up on the outside. It takes about 5 minutes or so. So we're just not even going to touch them for about 5 minutes. Let's add a little bit more time here. There we go. And get this stirred. So we've reduced the heat to low on our risotto. And it's starting to soften up. The texture on the Carolina Gold is going to be nice and sort of silky, creamy, especially in a risotto where it's sort of wet. Very good.
Still more.
Still more?
Yeah.
Good. Get a little bit of salt on this side of the duck breast. One there. There you go. That's going to be yummy. And again, I am joined by my co-star and daughter, Amia, right here. She is 6 years old and learning how to cook. And what better way to teach her how to cook than live to everyone in the world? Nice one. So we're going to be careful of this one because this one has hot oil, and as you know, hot oil splatters.
It splattered right on my chest.
I know. Yes, we did have an accident. That was my fault.
You gave me plantain.
Yes.
And it's splattered. Yeah.
All right, I think we should taste this to see how it's doing. What do you think?
I need to check. I want to taste it first.
You want to taste it first?
Yeah.
Careful. Slow on it. It's hot. Is that good?
Ooh.
Hot?
Ooh.
A little hot? Alright, let's
No,
do it.
that's splattered.
Oh yeah, we gotta be careful of that. Let's stand back a little bit. So our rice is still a little bit crunchy, al dente, so let's add a little bit more liquid to that. And I noticed that it needed a little bit of more salt, a little bit of pepper. All right, let's check our duck breast. Almost ready to turn. Yeah, let's be careful.
It didn't hurt me at all.
I know, but let's just like that. Well, let's just be careful. Do that.
It did feel kind of hot though.
Yeah, it is a little bit hot. So thanks again for everyone who's joining us today. If you're just joining us, we are cooking the Wednesday and Thursday meals from the meal plan that we sent out last week. The meal plans include the meal plans include a shopping guide and 6 recipes to cook over the following week. So every Thursday you get a recipe, you get a shopping list and recipes that are meant to start on that Sunday. So now that we have the first side seared, we can flip it over and get a nice sear on the other side. And let's see about this one. Can you explain how Carolina Gold rice is different from other rice? Well, there's a lot of different rices out there. Carolina Gold is actually from the Carolinas, where we are broadcasting today. It's an ancient variety, so it's been around for centuries, and it's very sort of velvety, silky, smooth, really flavorful, highly nutritious, and we source from only the best organic growers that we could find. And it's just a really versatile rice. You can use it in a lot of different dishes. You could do anything from risotto like we're making today, or it could be like a sticky sushi rice. Or you could, it could be like a rice salad or a paella or something like that. It's very versatile. Oh yeah, look at that. So we're going to give the duck breast another 5 minutes or so. It's about 5 minutes on each side for them to properly sear. You want to give it another taste? So hot.
I can wait. Maybe 20 minutes.
Alright, then I'll take it. Getting there. It's still a little al dente, but getting there. Add a little bit more broth. The recipe on our website calls for about one cup of rice, and the meal plans are typically made or designed for a family of 4. We have a lot more people over today, so I made about 2.5 cups of rice. So I'm hoping that's enough. Yes. You want to make the orange juice? Yeah. Alright, so we're going to make the sauce for the duck. And that's going to be a blood oil. Remember what you're doing?
Yep. I know exactly how to run into, so I know what I'm doing.
Very good. I'm going to add some more cheese here. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Very good. Alright. I'll do that over. Alright, we're going to turn these duck breasts on their side. Whoa. Yeah, duck is a very fatty bird. Duck fat is pretty famous for being very smooth and delicious. But if you're not careful, it can splatter. So you want to be careful when you're cooking down the duck. We're going to put away some of this duck fat, save that for later. And then we are going to make the sauce, which is from the duck fat, shallots, and garlic. And the blood orange juice. So, when Mia's ready for that, oh yeah. Nice job on the orange juice. That looks beautiful. Let's taste the risotto, see if it's done. Yeah. Let's make sure it's cool. Here, let me do. What do you think?
Done?
Almost. Still a little al dente. So let's put a little bit more liquid in here. But it's just about done. Add a little bit more salt. Stir that around. You can stir that. I'm going to take this.
Ooh, it's hot. Thank you.
And this is going to be our sauce for the duck. Let's add a little bit of more wild ranch powder here. And we're going to add our kale powder to our sauce right here. Thicken it up a little bit. Good job. There we go. All right, I think we are ready to plate. So let's take this. And we have our risotto. With our duck. And there it is. This is wild mushroom risotto with seared duck breast. And there it is. If anyone has any questions, I'll take a few before I leave. If not, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna get to eating. All right, looks like we're good. Thanks again for everyone who's joined us. If you're looking for these meal plans, go to our website, drcowansgarden.com, sign up for our email list, and you'll be good to go.